Let's bring in investigative reporter Catherine Falders along with ABC News contributor and former FBI agent Brad Garrett and attorney Jeffrey Robbins for more on this. Jeff, I want to start with you. Can you walk us through how this process works? What does the FBI need to do in order to secure a search warrant like this for a former president?
Well, this would have been the product of weeks, perhaps months, of outlining evidence, specific evidence of a specific crime or set of crimes. And then that would have been vetted at the highest level by the FBI, by the Department of Justice. This has to have been the most thoroughly vetted application for a search warrant in the history of search warrants. Then after it was vetted and double-checked and quadruple-checked, and submitted to a federal judge, that federal judge, on the basis of sworn evidence, likely quite specific evidence, including perhaps evidence from informants, would have had to have found and did find that there was probable cause of a specific crime and that there was specific evidence of that crime at Mar-a-Lago. And we're not talking about, the pro shop at Mar-a-Lago. We're talking about the former president's office.
Brad, what do you make of the Republican criticism that this search was politically motivated?
Well, I think maybe they're concerned. I mean, think about this. Yes, they went in, it's a document search, classified documents potentially, but the reality is, Diane, there may well be information in there that have something to do with January 6th or election interference. And so, all of those things, who knows what conversations they may have had with the president about either one of those topics or others. So I think that's clearly what's going on here is maybe fear.
Now, Catherine, what can you tell us about these classified documents that sources say were the target of this search? Why are they so important?
Well, look, I think to Brad's point is we just at this point don't exactly know what they were looking for. We know that they were there the entire day. They arrived in the morning and stayed until the evening. We also know that back in January and February that Trump gave over these 15 boxes of documents to the National Archives, that there was this dialogue between Trump's lawyers and the Department of Justice, between the archives, and that they had thought that they gave them everything that they needed. So the question is, and what we're all wondering is, what exactly were they looking for? It appears they're looking for something very specific. That's the thinking in Trump world. But the nature of that, we just don't know. To Brad's point, too, it could be January 6th related, even though we know that there was some mementos, that there was a letter, the Kim Jong-un letter, for example. But the reality is we don't know all the contents of what was in the documents that he brought with him.
Jeff, what phase of the investigation is this? And does this tell you anything about potential criminal charges for the former president?
Well, it sure does. I mean, it clearly reflects that the Department of Justice is focusing like a laser on the potential criminality of the former president. He is, as you know, somebody who's been found likely to have committed a whole set of other federal crimes by a federal judge. He's got the Georgia grand jury investigation, and now clearly the focus, a separate focus, as John pointed out, is these violations or potential violations, or according to a federal judge, likely violations of a series of federal statutes, each of which carries jail time. And so you have to see this as a ramped up statement by the Department of Justice that we are, in fact, looking at the former president. And by the way, one of the signals that sends is to potential, I guess you have to call them flippers under the circumstances, individuals who may have their own criminal liability and who may find it in their interest to talk to the Department of Justice in a way that they have not been willing to do up until now.
And Brad, how concerned are you about backlash from Trump supporters potentially leading to violence? Is that on the radar?
Oh, of course it's on the radar, because that has been in an increased direction for literally months. I mean, I think there was chatter even yesterday after this knowledge of this search of terms like civil war. Now, what does that mean? That just maybe some individual saying that. But, people are so loyal, a small group of very dedicated people to President Trump, it would be concerning. And there's more people to keep track of, unfortunately.
All right, Catherine Falders, Jeff Robbins, Brad Garrett, thank you all.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.